Okay, let me share this with you. Sometime last week, I think it was last week or 2 weeks ago, I I lost my iPad, guys. Now, I've always had a tablet, right? And at my last birthday, my husband gifted me an iPad. He bought the iPad and he bought the iPad pencil with it. Do you know what? I went to church and I forgot the iPad on my seat. I saw some old friends and I got excited, and after that I left the iPad and the iPad pencil. I left them on my seat and I went home. I didn't even know it was missing until maybe like 3 hours later, because I remembered it as soon as I got home, but I said no, it was in the car, and so I slept off. I woke up later in the evening and started looking for the iPad. And when I started looking for it, I was in the car. So when I figured out it was not in the car, I figured it would be at home. Long story, my iPad was missing. And my husband saw me going through all of that. And I knew it was at the tip of his tongue to say, hey, you are a joke. I knew what he had in his mind to say was not a very good thing. But luckily and somehow he held himself, even though I could hear it through his silence, but he did not say words. Anything I'm saying now, he did not say. But I felt very terrible. I didn't say a word to him. I prayed. I said, God, please. I do not want to. I do not want to have to replace this iPad. I do not want to have this iPad get missing. I don't even want to give you the history of the iPads that I have misplaced on the past, but that's not the point. The point is that it was missing. And so I started calling. I started calling people who could be in church, people that who could help, maybe see this iPad. And I started calling, and I called and I called, and as God would have it, guys, as God would have it, I eventually called somebody who saw it, who had it. You can't imagine my joy. Or you couldn't imagine my joy, whatever. But honestly, I was excited. I was happy. And the next day, I sent someone, he picked it up. I was grateful to him. And as I think about that whole experience, the whole high emotions that went with losing it and with finding it and using it, of course, since I got this gift, I have been using it judiciously. I have had it everywhere. Anybody can totally see how appreciative, how necessary this particular instrument has been to my life, to my work, to everything that I do. I practically am moving with the whole, compendium of my life in one device. And so since I found it, of course, I've been using it. I've been very, very, very much careful with it. And what this reminded me of is some of the things I am beginning to find again. There were some things I had at a very young age. There were some things that I think I lost at some point growing up. There were some things I had going for me. E.g., for example, my voice. Part of the reason I am doing this is because it seems like I'm finding my voice again. Okay, I think at some point I lost it. I lost it to insecurities. I lost it to think all those imaginations of what will you think about what I'm doing? How will you think about what is going on here? I lost it to my own self-criticism. I lost it to my own self-rejection. I became very quiet. I have been trying to sort out my own self. Every time I think I could come here and I could share and I could be of help to someone, another part of me starts thinking, so like, what have you now achieved that you are now the standard with which you can now tell everybody what they are doing? Do you get? And all of that has buried my voice. And so you can imagine the excitement of me finding it again, finding it through the rubble, finding it through self-examination, finding it through unpacking and unmasking all those thoughts that have been in my mind, which, by the way, is just me. It's just me. I know that you don't even care. A lot of you don't even know that this is going on. A lot of you have your own issues, like you are looking at me, but you can't see me. I'm not the preoccupation of your thoughts. But here I was, thinking about what you were thinking and hiding under that, and my voice hidden under that. I'm saying all of this to say that upon the little finding, because I have not found it completely, but upon the little showing of my voice, I'm excited, guys. I'm encouraged, guys. I am recognizing that this voice is a gift from God to me. This ability to think, this ability to analyze, ability to express myself, I'm beginning to understand that is not a gift everyone has. Not everyone has the opportunity or the ability or gifting in this particular area. And when I get to this area, it excites me on talking about identity, talking about all these issues I'm going or that I had gone through. Of course, I'm still going through it in a way. But when it gets to that place, I want to believe this is something that is of much help to someone. And guys, if you want to know why I need to do this, is because I just found it. Of course, when I say just found it, maybe in about a year or two now, I've come to realize that you don't even send me. Whether I do this or not is really me and the person who gave me the gift. It's between us to know whether this is being utilized, whether it was necessary in the first place, whether this is something, being delivered to me, and whether I see it as something personal to me. It will be between me and the giver of the gift. I have come to a place where I am comfortable knowing fully well that all those things I'm thinking is just me. And so what I'm doing is using this gift, using it at every opportunity. Everyone who knows me is gonna know that there is something that someone has given me, and it is meant for the deliverance of many other people. It is meant to help many other people. And so today, what I want to say is that if you are like me anywhere and you are wondering what exactly that gift is, the funny thing, you already know. Sometimes you mess around and you start doing one thing, and excitement comes from nowhere and a rush comes from nowhere. Everybody is talking about everything and you are just like this, and the moment someone touches that topic, sleep disappears from your eye. You are excited, you are ready to go. You can spend 3 hours on this and you don't get tired. Okay, so what are you going to do about it? Are you going to use it like an appreciative recipient of God's gifts? Are you going to hide it? And if you have lost it, for a lot of you, you can tell if you have lost it if at any point in your life this is what was said about you, this is what you enjoyed. If at any point in those previous years, you can think back and there was a time when you really enjoyed a particular sport, but there hasn't been a platform for you to exercise it, but here you are. At least you have an inkling. The first thing is that you have to know that it got missing. The Bible says what now? The Bible says that if a thief is caught, right, he will be made to pay 7 times of what he was doing. So the first thing is that a thief has to be caught. You have to first know that something has been stolen. You first must catch the thief. It's only after you do that you can retrieve what he took from you. And so the day you find it, and I hope for you that you do, the first thing to do is to start using it. Use it like your life depends on it. It will say 2 things. First, it will say gratitude to the person who gave you the gift. And secondly, when your life is wound around it, the tendency that you misplace it is lower. You will not go 1 minute before you realize. It is Jesus' parents that went for 3 days before they realized that he was missing. You cannot live for 30 seconds without looking for it, because it is now wound tight around your life. That's what happens when you start to use it. if you find this video, figure out what that is and start to use it. Just start to use it any which way. Just find an opportunity, just find a person, and even if it is just one person, just find a way and start using it. Use it like your life depends on it, and the more you use it, the more you will find it. Bye bye.